Foreskin speed bag.
Foreskin speed bags. New from the Bollock Boxing Academy.
New from RDX.
We are live. Speedball boxing bags.
Yep. That's the niche market, that is.
That is a niche
leather
market.
gloves, but the leather comes from foreskins. Several
There'd be a
foreskins.
big popularity in the Jewish community.
Yeah.
Recycling.
Yeah.
We're going green.
Yeah. So you know that scene in Fight Club where they're like escaping with all the fat from the plastic surgery place. It'd be like that, but there's like somewhere where like circumcisions are done, and they've just got like a bin bag full of foreskins.
Oh my god!
And they're just escaping with them.
The big trafficking, Jewish trafficking would increase.
Yeah, yeah. All
It'd be like
foreskins.
shark finning, but for foreskins.
Yes, yeah. People just randomly getting
Just
their
getting
foreskins removed.
lobbed
They go in for like a shoulder surgery. They wake up with no foreskin.
An
There was
epidemic.
there was a complication during your surgery. We had to remove your foreskin, and all these surgeons are just putting them in their back pocket.
Literally,
Yeah.
literally back pocketing it.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
then just selling it off to RDX.
Oh my god! Is it Friday morning? It is Friday morning.
It's Friday morning.
Wow,
mate.
it's early to be talking about foreskin illegal racketeering.
Yeah, I didn't actually realise you'd actually started the recording properly. I thought we were still testing, so I was just being a dick. But
Oh god!
we're doing this one early. Well, this week it's because of you. We're doing it early because tomorrow you're.
It's a double whammy this week, isn't it?
Yes.
So normally what we do is we record it Friday night, chill out. Saturday morning we spend together, have a lovely mandate breakfast.
Hold hands,
Yeah, hold hands,
skipping in fields.
skipping in the garden. But this week I'm off to go and fly a plane,
That's so cool.
which is cool. And you are.
I've just got a load of stuff on, so like
Working.
realistically, yeah, it just made it easy to get it done earlier in the day for me. So.
Yeah. So we, as a result, because it is only 3 minutes to 11 in the morning, we are sadly not going to be drinking a rum or a whiskey.
We did think about it.
We literally went through the drinks cabinet to see.
Yeah.
But then we thought, I've got to drive 2 to 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to drive straight away from here.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. Not worth the risk because we're going to be sensible.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially after the last video I put out on YouTube where people are dumb dummies.
Oh, everyone! I as soon as it
Gotta
came
be
on,
careful.
because I think I swiped up from your story, so I didn't see the thumbnail at first, or I didn't pay much attention to the thumbnail. I just went straight into the video, and after while I was watching, I was still like scrolling through the comments, and then I just kept seeing like a few pop up, and people were like kicking off saying, "Oh, you could have died," but like people.
I hope people don't copy this. This is such a bad thing to be putting. This is like 3 comments out of 20 odd. The rest of them are all like hilarious. And
Yeah,
funny
most
stuff.
of them were great.
But straight away, you've just got these like evangelical, angry keyboard warriors jumping. This could have killed you. They paid no attention to the fact that at the very beginning, I showed that it's citrulline malate and not a pre-work.
Yeah.
So basically, if you haven't watched the video, I dosed a pump agent that you take before going to the gym to work out. I dosed it by 1200%. So I took a lot more than you should. But I'm silly, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah, you know.
There's no stims in anything I took, so I took separated ingredients.
Yeah.
And the dumb dummies who are too quick to keyboards and have angry thumbs
Yeah.
were straight away like, you could have died.
Yeah, I got sucked into it. I saw like one comment was just like, "You can die from 900 milligrams of caffeine." And blah blah blah.
That's
It's like,
cool.
I hope no one pays any attention to this. And then I just commented, like, "He didn't take any caffeine."
No, dumb.
That's
That's cool
caffeine.
because I had 0 caffeine.
Yeah.
Didn't even have.
It's
I
'cause
didn't
it-
even drink a rain or anything. Before.
No,
It
it's
was
'cause-
0 caffeine.
It's because literally though, like the day before, or like a couple of days before, that TikTok video where the guy like nearly died went viral.
Because it's a moron.
Yeah, he had 8 scoops of pre-workout in like literally. So because all this like dry scooping bullshit, he put
What is
like
this dry scooping thing?
so
that's
it's
going
just
on?
not putting
Straight to the dome.
Yes.
We've been doing that for years.
Yeah, that's what I
the
mean.
thing.
People have been doing this like for
Pre-workouts
8,
taste
7,
like
8 years.
Shit.
Yeah, this has been going on for a long time, but all of a sudden, all these fucking people on TikTok.
Is he not drinking? You're taking dry scoops? Does that mean you don't drink water with it
No,
once
so you
it's in
do,
your
but you
mouth?
like swill it back.
Well,
But,
we've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years.
yeah, it's been going on for ages.
And
but,
we've
yeah.
not died because we're not dumb dummies and don't
But
do.
then dry scooping, or just literally taking 8 times the recommended dose of something that is full of stimulants, and he was really lucky that he took quite a shitty pre-workout. Basically, it was quite a mild.
Imagine if he'd done it with jacked 3D at the time, because that literally had a derivative of speed in it.
Yeah, exactly.
1,4-dimethyl.
Yeah, so like the part, basically the caffeine in it, plus a few of the other things, meant that like his blood vessels all dilated, as well as a massive increase to heart rate, which just sent his blood pressure through the roof, causing like a bleed on the brain, basically a stroke. Which was, I like that little pinky out.
Got my espresso on the go.
And it took him, from what I saw, I think it took him a good few months to recover from this, and obviously the video's kind of only just come out.
I mean, I'm happy he didn't die, but also the world would have been lighter.
People, I was going to say,
without that dumbass. Like, it's the same thing as when you see people jumping out of hotel rooms because they think they can fly because they're taking something.
Yeah.
And here's the common thing: if you think you can fly, why not take off from the ground?
Yeah.
You dummy.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, exactly. Like, these people are just dummies, and we see more of the dummies because social media's around, and they're smart enough to be able to press a record button.
I think the thing is now, because TikTok's like a weird one at the moment, because people have seen this happen with like YouTube, with Instagram, that if you get on board early enough and can kind of get the ball rolling soon, you can actually build a really good following. So I think everyone's like jumping on this while TikTok's still relatively new. So people are doing everything they can to get viral by doing stupid shit, and especially with something like that, they just think, oh, it's a supplement. It's only a supplement. How much is that going to harm me?
I fucking hate TikTok. I think it's the de-evolution of man.
Oh God,
I genuinely do.
I refuse to download it.
Unbelievably mundane. And the only reprieving factor of TikTok is when you get comedians on it or someone doing a clever skit, like Vines used to be.
Yeah,
like if it was all that, I'd be deep in it, because that takes talent and creativity.
Yeah.
It doesn't take any talent to mime in public to a shit song and dance like an asshole.
Yeah. I don't get that. Like, how Vine was so good when TikTok's so bad.
I watched one thing on Instagram that was a TikTok. They dragged it from TikTok and put it on Instagram, and it literally made my brain shout at me, "What are you doing wasting your life watching this tripe?"
I know.
It was some dipshit girl in what appeared to be this very historical site, because there were a lot of people there dressed in hiking gear.
Yeah.
With cameras to take pictures and appreciate this lovely thing that they were at. And this dumb dummy has a fucking tripod with her. She's got a phone on a tripod, and there's somebody is filming her film herself because they were just, you know,
why not?
She had this tripod up in the middle of this what appears to be a very populated area for tourism. And she's literally mounted it full 6 foot tall, and she's in front of it doing this inane freaking ding, hands in front of my face, little, do some hand movements dance. And there's literally 30 people around her staring at her, and every single one of their faces says, asshole.
Yeah.
Like, also, you're ruining their moment by just being this utter, like, do it in your own home. I don't know. She's at the point. She's at this historical. She's at some site, maybe not historical, but it's some site where there's people gathering to look at that, not some tit with a 6 foot tripod doing a stupid dance to, I don't know, fucking Justin Bieber.
Yep.
Oh.
I know, mate. It's dog shit. And the thing is, that gains traction, though. That's the thing. That's the scary thing.
Because
that people...
dummies spend their times on in phones living it, right? So if you're listening to this now and you're out and about, which most of you are, on your way to work doing things. That's why I love podcasts, because usually when people listen to podcasts, they are either on their way to do something, they're in the work, they're being productive as a rule, or they're sat chilling, listening, and letting their brains go. That's why I love podcasts. They make you listen, they make you think, you learn stuff while you go. TikTok is a black hole of just mind vomit.
Yeah, I've had so many members that have said to me that they literally just end up like hours of their time just sink away into it, and I'm like,
that's its job.
Yeah, I can't afford to have that in my life. Like, because from a business point of view, maybe it would be positive for me to have a TikTok account early on, potentially. I don't know.
Here's the thing: if you're on it as a platform to use it, and you go on it, you post, and you get off. That's cool. Like,
that's hard.
I work on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's part of my job, and I am on it less than most people who don't work on it.
Yeah,
that's mad.
Yeah,
but like, stop following inane accounts. If you find yourself down a rabbit hole of an account, stop following it. Like, if it's not producing something positive to your life, stop following it.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that the other week. There's one, Lad Bible is a terrible one. It has some funny stuff in, but most of it is just garbage.
Yeah.
And that was the one that showed it was one of them. It was like a multi-TikTok. And they had the red bar going round. And what happened was, it got to this final one with this absolute dummy in the historical site or whatever it was. and the red bar going all the way around to the top, and my brain went, see that red bar? It's going all the way around there. That's the amount of time you've just wasted of your life watching this dumb dummy. And it's like inside my own head. And that moment, I literally turned my phone wrong way round, put it down, and walked away.
Yeah.
And I have not scrolled on or got lost down black holes on Instagram since.
Yeah.
Like literally, it was. I don't know why. It was just this moment of like, bing. What the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
And now instead, when I need like a break or from what I'm doing from editing, I'll go and sit outside.
Yeah.
Or I'll put music on, or go cook, or do something.
Yeah, it's way better. It is. And the thing is, though, it's just how it's built now. It's designed to just suck you in, so you don't even realise when you post, like while you're waiting for it, because obviously you post and then it takes a few seconds or a minute or something to actually like get up on there, and it's so easy just while it's there for something just to pop up, and then you scroll past the one. It does.
Yeah,
it's weird,
does.
and I try to be pretty resistant to it, but it still catches me sometimes. I try and avoid
it tickles your funny bone as well. But I don't mind. Listen, if I'm watching stuff that's making me laugh, that's doing something. It's making me happy. But I make sure that I watch that one thing and then I get the fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, so if it catches my attention, I watch that one thing, then no more. Like, you have to be proactive. It's the same with anything that we're doing. You have to be proactive with catching yourself. It's like when you're in the gym, you've got to be proactive of catching yourself, do something like a cheat movement or something not working. It's all these little mechanisms of like, when you realize you're doing something that's negative, start catching. I do it walking, like my foot rolling in or turning in. I am now very aware of when it happens and I catch it. Whereas for 10 years, before I knew about it, I had no clue. Because I wasn't aware. So all you got to be is aware. So we're by no means like demonizing social. I think social media is amazing, and it has some real. It's a free place to learn so much information or get motivation, or that's one of my goals. Is now every morning is to get up and I go and throw myself around the house and out into the garden. One, people are starting to message me in time, going, "Dude, your morning things wake me up." Like they give me the energy to go. If they've seen it later in the day, they see my morning later in their day, gets their ass off a sofa or whatever. I'm like, cool. That also, because I have to get up and do it, makes me do it. Gets my ass out of bed and off, not sat on a sofa. So for me, it works because it's like it's full circle.
I was going to say it can be leveraged. Like that's the thing. So it can equally be as good as it is bad, and how you can kind of go down a negative spiral with it. You can also be positive about it, and I think it is making sure you're using it for the right reasons, following the right accounts, and like because some people, especially in terms of like body image, focus on, sometimes will follow that many people that just give you a pure highlight reel, and sometimes, we've spoken about it before, you can lose context and think that, all these people live amazing lives, why is my life so shit, and why don't I look super jacked and all this stuff?
I can lose context. I love my life. Like, don't get me wrong, there's points through COVID that's sucked, and we all have ups and downs, but as a rule, I'm very, very content with my goals, what's happening, what's occurring, what's occurring. But even then, I can go from this utter happiness to sitting and watching something for too long and suddenly feel like, why have I not done that? Why have I not done that? Why is this not working? And I've got so many things that are going on that are great but then my brain forgets about those in that moment. I'm looking at that one thing I'm not doing. And that's what social media does. It makes you forget about all the good that you've got going on in your life because you're focusing on the things that you haven't started yet that someone else is already doing. And so, one of the big things I said is, like I said, if you're following something that completely, every time you watch it, either steals your time or makes you feel a bit shit, stop following it. It's totally voluntary. Nobody's forcing you. And you've just got a bad mechanism of going on. Another thing I found out during COVID, because we were trapped inside for so long, I found out that I was going and automatically opening Instagram like I would open my text messages. Did you find that? And I caught myself doing it. And the moment I caught myself, I was like, oh, that's bad. And again, just cut it cold turkey, stop myself doing it. And it's been way better, better.
It does. It just sucks your life in. But there are, like you said, it's a great free tool that people can use as well. I was talking to somebody about it yesterday who was thinking about doing their personal training qualification. And ironically, even though I'm a gym owner, so I did my personal training qualification with a couple of the guys who actually work with us. And I left halfway through because it was so shit.
Isn't it shit?
The course was so bad, and I learned more from YouTube over the years of just...
Dude, when I did my PT course, the nutritional section of it was bro. They didn't
really
even
outdated.
Understand macros. They had no... I was literally sat there looking around the room like, hello? And nobody else can question that this is all bullshit that they're currently teaching.
It's
like
they're
still teaching like don't eat like carbs late at night.
They're
still teaching about sugars are bad. All these like just not like low fats. Like it's nonsense. It's absolute bro bullshit.
It's just super outdated.
I think it's an unmoderated sector, to be fair. I think all they do is I think they have a governing body that allows you to be able to give qualifications, and all they do is license people to be able to give qualifications, and nobody's moderating.
You've got to hit certain criteria, but that's it.
I don't think the curriculum has been changed in the last decade.
No, I probably longer, to be honest, mate. Well, it's got to be 10 years ago when I did
Even the way they teach you to lift is wrong.
Yeah. Well, and again, this is not meant to offend anyone, but the person who was actually... So, my course, in theory, was not as bad as some of the ones now that you can do online in a fucking 6-week block.
Is that a real thing? You can do them just
You can do them in less than 6 weeks without ever...
physically do
Yeah, you can do them without even stepping foot in a gym now.
How is that possible?
Exactly. So, with mine, you had to log a certain amount of hours in a gym and whatever else. There was lots...
I had to fill in like 40 sheets of freaking paperwork with a trial student and everything.
Yeah. It was the same. So, it was like I did PT, non-medical nutrition, and sports massage as well. So, it was kind of like a few things all rolled into one.
Yeah.
The massage was really good, actually. I really enjoyed that side of things and learning a little bit more about it. Non-medical nutrition was a bit outdated, but there was some okay kind of bits in there as well. The actual PT side of things, and then the practical side of things, like our gym instructor who was teaching us how to lift didn't go to the gym. He was a long distance runner. He was a long distance runner, so he didn't know how to squat. He didn't know how to press. He didn't know,
literally things that can cripple you.
Yeah, they didn't even have a barbell to use.
It's we say PT, personal trainer is what it stands for.
Yeah.
That means you should have the ability to personally train somebody in an aspect of their choosing.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it or haven't done it yourself, that is an impossibility.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be like teaching me teaching you to shoot a gun because I've played COD.
Yeah, literally that. You just knowing
dodos.
something in theory does not...
Why is the world full of so many dumb dummies? What is wrong?
That's the thing, it's just...
Do you think it's just this country?
No.
Do you think it's this country?
No. I think it's everywhere, mate.
I swear to God, I'm falling out of love with Britain a little bit, dude.
No, I think it is everywhere, and like I don't. This is a really negative.
No, it's not negative.
I don't mean
it's just like
negative.
there's so many like little things that can tick you off during the day that you don't realise that can set you in a bad mood. That if you catch them, you can stop it. Like this morning, a frigging bill through from the electricity company.
Yeah.
It's for like 60 quid.
Yeah.
I've actually already paid the goddamn bill.
Yeah,
Their system just hasn't updated it. So I've got a letter I don't need, which one is wasting paper, and I'm paperless, so I don't know why they're sending me bills. But it was literally, here's your account number, here's what you owe. No, not one single line of, thank you for using our service.
Yeah.
Nothing. Straight away, first thing, we have yet to receive your payment of such and such amount of money. And then immediately into threats of what will happen if you don't pay.
Yeah.
Like the whole letter's just a giant threat.
Yeah.
I was just like, what? When was the last time you got mail? You were happy to get mail.
Yeah.
Whenever that letterbox goes, you get this feeling
for fuck's sake,
because it's not doing anything good.
No.
Horrible.
Yeah.
So I was just started. I realized that the other day, like mail just sucks. So I started now. Just when the mail comes through the doors, I'll leave that until I've gone and had my coffee or done something. Do not go downstairs and pick up your mail as the first thing you do, because it might suck or it'll just be irritating. And and there's all these little triggers that can set your day off in a real shitty way. So that was one thing I learned today actually, because and also Scottish Power, sort yourselves out.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ!
Like bill companies can be right arseholes, and I understand that sometimes they have to do it, but stuff like that, in terms of like you've already paid it.
Yeah, they have not checked their bank because also Scottish Power. Your app doesn't work. Like, so I go on to pay my bill, and
Whoa! There's a demon in here.
Gremlins!
One of the gremlins knocked something over.
It was my model motorbike. Down he goes. Their app doesn't work. All their app has to be is an account number and a gateway portal to pay it.
Yeah.
I've used it twice out of maybe 30 attempts. It's constantly crashing. Won't even let me log in now.
Oh, really?
So, tried to pay my bill numerous times, douchebaggers. I always have to go on to my bank and pay it directly from my bank because they're so retarded.
Yeah.
Yet they dare to send me letters after I've paid the bill
very
saying,
dare
I haven't received your... No, you haven't checked your bank, you douche.
We're still getting letters for the people who were in our building at the gym like 4 years ago.
I got a letter for a Miss Hatamamamumbate.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, Ziba Habadamumbate.
Yeah.
I was like, to the postman, my complexion's slightly wrong for this name.
Yeah, that is not mine.
This not me, and I know we're all about gender fluidity, but there ain't no African booby on this person right here, bruv. You get me?
Yeah.
I think this is the wrong mail.
That is not you.
Yeah.
Not today. Not today, anyway. Maybe tomorrow. Depends how fluid you're feeling.
Yeah. So There's a little tip for the day. Do not go downstairs and open your mail straight away first thing in the morning. Go and put some happy music on and do something. And always remember, even if you do get some shitty mail, there's always a way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
It's not going to destroy your world. It might cause you some, stress for a day or so, whatever, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And I think it can seem like that sometimes when you get that nasty mail after nasty mail. And as well, also remember, most of this stuff, if they send you a letter and it's a threat, that's because that's all it is.
Yeah. Because
a lot of it, legally, they can do jack shit for a very long time and gives you plenty of time to sort things.
Yeah.
But they will threaten and threaten. And if you ever get a letter that says something like, you may this or you may that, and then lots of pound signs, that basically means
probably can't.
We can't do this, but we might try if we get pushed far enough.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it's just.
Bumbleholes.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a shitty attitude, I suppose, isn't it? But then, especially when they've got something like that where you've already paid it.
I just want to look forward to the postman coming again.
Yeah, it's like it with text messages now, though, because you get that much junk text now. I don't
Dude, how do they get your number?
I know. It's literally so much. Everything's WhatsApp now. WhatsApp is real people. Text messages is always some bullshit.
Dude, I miss the days of just dick pill emails.
Yeah. Back in the
day when all you used to get was a funny, it just erectile dysfunction email in your spam folder. Now I get the most, not even my spam mail's not even fun. It's boring stuff.
Yeah, oh my God, you should see mine, because mine's mostly business related stuff. It's
how dull is it?
It's like the dullest spam ever.
It's like stuff like web funnels, some kind of e-commerce nonsense. It's the most, please, somebody just please ask me if I need some dick pills.
Yeah. Lex, do you want some
dick pills? Give me a laugh. Do you know what I do like?
Yeah.
When I
thought you were going to say yes. I do actually.
No, I like it when I win the African lotteries and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I do like reading them. They're good. Actually, I reply sometimes. Yeah, I say that I say, this is incredible. This has come at such a tough time in my life. At the moment, I am in charge of many, many lives, and I require help funding these lives. So I shall be sending my flying monkeys to collect such donations as yourselves. This is incredible. Please look to the skies. Send a full thing and description of the monkeys that will be coming over. One's called George. Sebastian shall be the one that you give the donation.
George cannot be trusted with the money.
I know. I never get a reply. But it makes me chuckle just to think that they get this email back and they try and decipher it.
Yeah, they're just reading that and be like, is he being serious?
Hey,
oh no, he's not being serious.
Wait a minute. We have got a reply, but I do not understand it.
It sounded more like Borat.
I don't know what went on then.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Hey, wait a minute. I have to give you a ticket.
Is that because you've had?
Hey, I must give you a ticket. That's London for you. You parked for 3 minutes in the wrong place.
Oh, I can't remember what I said about it in the last podcast, where I was somewhere working in Scotland and it was extortionate. It was like £20 for 15 minutes to park.
To park?
Yeah, it was.
You'd better get a ticket, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So I did. I just got a ticket and then stayed there all day.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah,
why would you not do what that day? Dumb dummies.
Yeah, it was something insane, and I was just like, I knew I was going to be there. I was at work it was my old job. I had like a fucking 7.5 meter long Mercedes Sprinter.
Just a street full of ticketed cars and everyone coming back happy. Saved myself 30 quid.
Yeah, oh God, yeah, it saved myself. So because it's like in London, because like if you get a ticket in most places, it's like, what is it, £70 fine or something, and then if you pay it quickly, it's like 35 or something.
Again, the threat method.
It's half.
If you pay us now, rather than try to fight it. I saw a poor bloke the other day. We rode out on the bikes to Ludlow Castle. Gorgeous place. We should do that actually. Yeah. You can go and have, with it being COVID, they're serving, all the cafes are serving, but obviously you can't eat inside. Yeah. So everyone's sat on the grass outside the castle eating.
Oh yeah, I think I saw it on the story.
It's lovely, mate. And there was a bloke there on his phone and he's arguing with this traffic call centre thing because he's had a ticket on his car and he's going, I am stood at the meter now, 70048. That's what I've paid and I've got a ticket. Why have I got a ticket? And apparently what happened is they'd messed up the numbers on the pay meters. Yeah. So the machine thought the number was for the machine around the corner and they put it in the wrong one. Yeah. And he was just going on his phone like, I shouldn't have to be ringing you to do this. Why am I having to ring? Why? Was like that? And then he put the phone down. I wasn't going to say anything and then I did. And he turned around, I went, mate, they'll refund your money. Don't let it ruin your day. You're not going to keep that ticket. They'll just cancel it straight away. Yeah. Carry the day. And you're just like, because you're in such a fluster. Yeah. I went, honest mate, they're fine. It'll be fine. Enjoy your day. Don't let it ruin your day. And he I could see he wasn't really sinking in too much. He was still in a bit of a huff. Yeah. And I just thought, Like, he's going to now probably let that wreck his afternoon, when in reality, there's a mistake been made. You know it's been made. You're going to get your money back. Let it go.
Yeah.
And this is a huge thing. We don't let stuff go. Like, and that's a big thing I've learned is, all right, that's shit, but what's holding on to it that anger going to achieve other than me being in a shitty state of mood for the rest of the day?
Exactly. Yeah, it's easier said than done for certain. But I think like stuff like meditation helps you kind of take a bit better of a grasp of your emotions, because that's the hard bit, isn't it? When you are feeling something, it's happening through you. So you know the vision that you're having of it is already tainted by the emotion. So you don't have the same level of control as you normally would. It's you know what I mean. It's hard to actually do when you're in that.
Since I started meditating, and I really realised this the other night, as in last night, I was up and I knew I had to be up at 8 o'clock because we had painters coming in, and obviously you were coming over to get this done early. But I had to get just shit done, so I was up until about 1:15, and I got into bed by 1:30. I was like, right, I need to be asleep by 2 o'clock because I need 6 hours, otherwise I'm a zombie, and angry Batman's going to wake me up with some kind. So I was sat there, I was going, okay, and I set my breathing in motion, doing my meditative, so like 4 in, big deep 4 breaths, like 4 in, and then you count 3 back out, nice and slow, or even 5. You can do like bigger in and out. As I was doing it, dude, about like 2-3 minutes in, I couldn't sense where my arms or hands were anymore. Like I was completely dissociated with myself. And I remember thinking at the time, this is new. Like I tried not to re-engage myself, because that was, I could feel myself. Because to get to sleep, we need to lose when we are awake, we are clocking time relative to action. Aren't we? So we're aware of movement versus time, and we constantly clocking that with our brain. And when we fall asleep, we dissociate time with what we're doing. What we're on time was. Oh, we're good. Sorry, we're just checking the video thing so we don't get any gremlins. Let's just do a little
playing the.
That's just to set you in the mood for what I'm about to tell you. So, in the mindfulness. The reason we clock. The movement's the wrong word.
Yeah, there is another word for it.
I can't think of it. Basically, we're aware of what we're doing versus the time it's taking us to do it, and we're clocking it. To get to sleep, we need to shut off that part of our brain, and that's why we lose all sense of time and space. We literally lose sense of time and space to fall asleep. That's how and that's actually our brain shutting down, and allows it to reset and reboot effectively the next day. And I could feel that dissociation whilst I was still awake, which normally we don't feel it because we fall asleep as that happens. And I swear to God, that's from the meditating side of stuff.
Have you done like Wim Hof breathing stuff?
No, I keep.
You should do that. So that exact thing happens. So you'll start off and you'll start off getting almost like pins and needles and tingles throughout your body, and then you'll lose the context of your body, so you'll feel like you're still completely awake and conscious, but you feel like you're not in your body. Sometimes I feel like I'm a person sat inside my head, like looking at my body. Like I'm just there, like
alien controlling this little thing.
Yeah, that's almost how it feels sometimes to me. You become like that kind of numb. And also, I don't know if we've spoke about this before as well, like sensory deprivation chambers.
I've done one.
Yes,
it wasn't as fun as I thought it'd be.
I really enjoyed it.
Dude, I think if you got a little high before
I've said that as well. I think
it would be. I can understand how it would be amazing. But I didn't. I got a few moments where I felt the weightlessness and like lost concept of whether I was up, down, left, or right.
Which type was it? Was it one of the big white pods, looking like a big pear almost?
Yeah,
kind of like or an egg or something like that.
Yeah. And you get in it, and then, but I was very like. I don't know, dude. It just didn't. I was expecting more.
Oh, really? Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I haven't done one for a good few years now, but I do want to do one again. Did yours have like music to start with, and then it faded away till?
Yeah, it did the whole thing. It was really good. Like it was top notch place. It was in Ireland. I did it.
When I finished, I was like looking back on the time, because I did definitely lose track of time, and because it's so dark, you can't tell if your eyes are open or closed. It's equally as dark.
It's super,
It's, if anything, it's like darker when your eyes are open than closed in a way. And I remember thinking back on it, and I was like, did I fall asleep or was I conscious of that whole thing? I was like, I can't really remember, or I don't really know.
Yeah, I drifted. I definitely drifted.
Which I think I've never had a situation where I've not even been sure whether I was awake or not. And it's not like when you nod off like when you click snooze on your alarm, and then before you know it, it's going off again. It's really hard to explain because I felt anyway like I was somewhere in between being awake and asleep.
Yeah, see, that's what I wanted. I wanted to almost have a trippy experience with it, I think, and I didn't get that. So I got all the relaxing, and I was completely. But when I came out, I wasn't like, ooh, that was, earth-shatteringly brilliant.
No, I don't think it was. For me, it felt very just relaxing. It was almost in the same way as a massage can be. I felt like.
If you had one in your home, it'd be sick.
Yes.
But I'm not travelling to do it.
No, there's a place not too far from, well, maybe half an hour from us. Like,
I'd be more interested in the cryo stuff.
Yeah, I've not tried one of the cryo
something
chambers.
To travel to do, I think that is it. But the deprivation things, I think, unless it's super close to where you are, I'm not.
Yeah.
It could be. I mean, where I went, it was in an MMA facility.
Yeah.
So I can see how that would work.
Yes.
Because you could go do all your classes for the day, especially if you've got a fight coming up, and then at the end of it, just to shut yourself down, go and sit in that before you go home. I think it'd
be amazing. Imagine if that was your bed. Every night you just go and lie in that. That'd be fucking amazing.
Cool. It couldn't be water though. You'd be a prune. You'd be a little raisin by the end of every week.
Right. Put yourself in.
You'd be like the fly when he comes out the teleporter.
Yeah, because it's super salty as well.
Yes.
Because like that's where you float in it.
Yeah. It's like the Dead Sea.
Yeah, but like the can you remember the water almost felt slimy because it was so.
It was weird on your skin.
Yeah,
salt water does feel a bit like that when it's heavy salt.
It's slippery almost, but it's not thick or gloopy. It's still water, but
it's just the sensation of it on your hands because it's a denser liquid than you're used to, so it feels
like slime almost. It's very, very bizarher. But for me, it's good because I've got super oily skin, so it like helps dry my skin out as well when I was doing it. So yeah,
plant snake.
I'm a slippery snake. I'm more like an eel.
An eel. God, eels are wicked things.
They look fucking disturbing.
Did you know the first time I remember seeing an eel? It was a conger eel. I think it was when I went diving with sharks. And that was a mad looking thing.
Yeah.
They just, you don't realise how vicious they are.
Yeah.
And they're like, but then also, they're not going to come and get you, but they sit in the hole like, my hole.
Yeah. One of the guys I used to work with did a lot of diving, and he got his finger it wasn't bitten off, but it got pretty shredded by a moray eel.
Really?
Because he went to poke it.
Why would you do that? That's one of the. Isn't that one of the most vicious ones?
I think it might be. Yeah.
That's one of the ones that's
sort of like.
Yeah, of course it will.
Latched onto his finger.
I wonder what would happen with. Oh yeah, exactly what I thought would happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh dear.
Pretty much. So,
Do you know what else is really bad to get bitten by?
What?
Barracudas.
I don't even know what a barracuda looks like.
Yeah, apparently when you go diving,
it's never that sung.
When you go diving, everything's matte.
Yeah.
You never have anything shiny on you because they think you're a little. They think it's the glint. They think is a fish. They at you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Gotta be careful.
Yeah. Terrifying.
Diving's so cool.
Yeah.
I need to redo my paddy course. I did it out in Egypt. Did the whole thing. Came back. Never sent off for it.
Oh, really?
But it didn't make a difference because we're in England and I can't dive. And if I wanted to dive again
Cold as
now,
dick.
I would have to relearn everything anyway. I'd rather go and redo the course because there's no way I'd be safe on my own. But have you got a paddy course? Yeah. Here's your diving equipment. Dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to do it. When I was a kid, I was meant to go diving on like holiday. I swear I was only like 8 and you needed to be 12. And my dad lied and was just like, yeah, he's 12.
Yeah, look at the girth on him.
Yeah. So we were like going to do it. And then the sea was really rough and I had to cancel the trip. So I never ended up doing it.
It makes you, Do you get seasick?
No, not really. I'm not too bad.
Dude, I'm the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm like, sit outside, leave me alone, looking at the floor.
Yeah. So I used to go over to Ireland all the time and on the ferry. Sometimes you get some really rough crossings in the winter.
Even on a smooth ferry,
Yeah.
I have to sit on the floor and pretend I'm on a train.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not on a boat, you're not on a boat, you're not on a boat.
Really?
I'm really bad.
I'm fortunate. I felt a little bit. There was one, and it was really rough. Like you'll notice in the toilets. You can't just it's not just a door that sits on the floor. They have a ledge going up, and there's a reason for that. It's because people are like throwing up in the toilets quite a lot, and it stops the sick from spilling out into the hallways. It was literally that bad. There was like sick like swishing around the floor in the toilet.
Yeah, I can understand it.
It was rough.
There's one for the comments.
That made me feel sick more than the rough trip.
There's one for the comment section. Let us know. Do you get seasick or do you not give a fuck when you're on the ferries? Do you get seasick? And if you have been seasick, what's your worst story? I'm going to tell you mine.
All right, let's hear it.
This was when I was a wee boy. No, we were going somewhere on the ferry, probably France or some, fucking France.
Oh, aye.
Fucking
I don't know.
love that bit of France.
Oh, you're Scottish. Going to
Fucking
France.
going to France,
Oh, aye.
fucking vegetable eating bastards.
Hey, baguette eating wankers.
And I was, I was young. So like, what's this? I don't know. 17.
24?
No, I was probably about, I'd say 8 to 9 or something like that. And we were on the ferry, and it was a little bit, when you can't walk down the hallways because it makes you kind of wobble.
Yeah.
It was one of those crossings.
Yeah.
And my mum, the poor love, she'd booked us a room on the ferry with some beds on it because she knew we were quite bad at being sick. But it was so rough, and I had a lot of Ribena.
As you do.
As you do.
You've overdosed on Ribena at this point.
Ribena was life as a kid.
Yeah.
Like cheese sandwiches and Ribena.
Yeah.
That was it. I was happy.
To be fair, they're still good now.
Yeah, it is. Have you had okay, side tangent. I think this is something my pop-up invented for me on the day when I asked, you ever had a Ribena milkshake? No, because there's me and probably one other weirdo in the world that has, who was my granddad.
Yeah. Oh.
It's because I was at my granddad's and I used to have Nesquik at home all the time, like religiously. I was a Nesquicker. And I went to a granddad's. I was like, Papa, have we got any milkshake?
Yeah.
He went, what do you mean? Because he had no clue what I was talking about. I was like, it's like a powder. He was like, what is it? It's like a flavoured powder that you put in milk and it makes it into a milkshake. He was like, what, like a fruit powder? I was like, well, you can have strawberry, I guess, yeah. And he was like, what about berries? Don't know, never had it.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I've got Ribena and I've got milk.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And he got a pint glass. I used to always have a pint glass as a kid. Filled it with milk. And then I remember him pouring the Ribena in and it swirls around because it doesn't quite want to mix.
Yeah.
And it sits there in its own little... And so we looked at it both together. I was like, I think it's all meant to be one colour, Pop.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, spoon. Just goes, the whole thing suddenly goes purple. And I sat there, and because my Pop had made it, and it was a new invention, my brain was going to like it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And Ribena milkshakes, probably disgusting, but I love them. So remind me of my Pop.
Yeah, there's no reason it shouldn't be good, though, really, when you think
Give it to the people, they don't like it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll try it.
Ribena milkshake.
Yeah.
There's another one. Go try a Ribena milkshake. If you've got kids, go give your kids a Ribena milkshake. And don't tell them what it is before you give it to them. Just say, new fruit milkshake.
Remember, was it Crush'em or... And that was that was basically
That's
like
a similar thing
that you'd add in. Yeah.
It's no Nesquik.
Crush'ems or Crusher?
Yeah, it was Crush'em because they had that cat advert, didn't they?
Yeah.
Crush. It was like, crush it. And there's a cat just walking like, crush it.
Tastes so great. Wasn't...
Crush it. And it's just his kitten going, Crush'ems.
Was it a Scottish accent or am I remembering that? Because
I don't think it was. I think it was just like, I thought it grufty. I'm a kitten and I shouldn't talk like this.
All right, pal.
I'm a kitten and I've had a rough life.
You want a fucking milkshake, do you?
A fucking alley cat.
Have it.
Crush him.
Have his fucking milk.
It was a really weird... That was a very trippy advert when you look back at it.
Adverts are so dull compared to now. We were talking about like the Tango adverts and stuff like that, remember
Mr.
that?
Soft. Mr. Soft.
No.
It was a Treebor soft mints ad, very British. And probably quite regional, to be honest. Because I think this was on Granada, which is where my granddad lived when I was young. And he was just Mr. Soft, and it was just this bloke dressed as... I can't... Google it, Mr. Soft advert. And he walks, but he's like he's got no spine. And it's just, Mr. Soft, why is your world so something or something? And it's just a Treebor soft mints. And he goes, and then there's other ones, Treebor something. Do you remember Extra Strong Mints?
I remember them. Like
There was a weird advert for those as well. It was, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. Because Mr. Treebor's Soft's taking it over. Because they were Treebor soft mints, weren't they?
Yeah.
That was why. Actually, they're delicious. I haven't had them in ages.
No, neither have I.
I can't get them because I eat the full packet like as if it's just like... Nom, nom, nom.
And then have the laxative effect.
No, do you do sugar-free ones?
I don't know. I know some of the like mints give you like laxative effects.
Yeah, that's the sugar-free ones.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, here's it. Yeah, if you don't know that, anything that says sugar-free on it and tastes great, it's got polyols in it. You know what polyols do? Make you poop. They also pull a load of water into your lower intestine, so it'll make you really bloated and not feel too great or look good.
Ooh.
So be careful.
Yeah.
Sugar-free chocolate, sugar-free marshmallows, sugar-free mints. They're all the main ones that kind of have them in. Anything where there's also like a liquid caramelly stuff in it, and it's sugar-free, polyol.
Be like in
They
kind
will,
of the grenade bars and stuff like that.
yes, and they will hit you quick. You
Yeah.
eat more than one grenade bar in a day.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Ooh, you go on toilet.
Yeah. To be fair, because of obviously being lactose intolerant, I avoid a lot of kind of protein bars and shit like that. Anyway, it's not. It's not a.
When
not
I
a
have
good
them
one.
in, I do eat them, but I don't make an effort to buy them because I get lazy.
Yeah, occasionally, just out of laziness. We sell them at the gym, so sometimes if I'm hungry, I just want a quick snack.
Those USM ones you at the gym are good.
The USN ones are amazing.
They're
They're
nice.
like they're not as dense as most protein bars are like bricks, aren't they?
Well,
But those
yeah,
USN ones
they're more rice. Like they've got that fake rice crispy throughout at the moment, which is like a protein crisp. That they do.
and it just like fluffs them all up, makes it a little
But
bit
there's
lighter.
a bar that did that years and years ago. It's still going now. They're super expensive if you go and buy one in the shop.
Why don't they? You know, like you can get those like Rice Krispie squares. If they did like
Protein versions
yeah, like
of
a
those.
protein square. Oh yeah, that'd be amazing.
That'd make you poop.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be a poop-tastic.
But yeah, most protein things make me poop though. So you know, I have to have vegan stuff at the moment.
Oh my god, I had some vegan sausages the other day. What a waste of time.
Oh really?
Right,
judge it.
listen. You're not allowed to call them sausages. Right? They're vegan baguettes. That's the only thing I can think of them being.
in that tubular.
Yeah, vegan tube.
fingers,
Vegan tube. Tubies. So I had some tubies.
fake meat tubes.
Meat tube. Meat schlong. Fake meat schlong. No, you can't use the word meat. Anyway, it basically... Listen, they didn't taste bad.
Well,
because
just not meat.
They were just super spiced vegetables.
Yeah.
And they were nicely spiced. But I had to eat the entire packet of 10 sausages just to get 30 grams of protein.
Again, don't judge them all. Then, like, they vary
That was
a lot.
heck.
Yeah. Heck, like, I don't know why there's so much, like, hype around heck.
Well,
Like,
it's just because they did protein sausages and they were first to be in supermarkets really doing it, weren't they?
yeah, but, like,
They are good though, the heck ones. If you
They-
get
yeah,
the
they're-
proper meat ones,
they're nice, but, again, I don't know what...
the little chipolata heck sausages, protein ones, are
I
delicious.
don't think I've had them. But there's a lot of good... Like, there's so much variety now. In,
But
like,
what it was like cost versus nutritional value.
yeah.
It sucked.
The thing is, as well, though, right, at the end of the day, like, if you are veggie or vegan, like, there will be some compromises that you're going to make, so...
3.6 grams of protein in 2 sausages.
Yeah, that's low.
pathetic.
That's well low. Yeah.
I don't even see how that could sustain you.
Well, I know plenty of people that are vegan that make loads of progress in their training, but I think you've just
They've
got to be on.
supplementing cleverly.
Yeah, I think you got to be just on the ball with it, and there are things that you can do. There's a lot of stuff now that is like fortified with more protein and whatnot. So, it
But
comes
this
from
had like a big
unusual
thing on the
sources.
front, like pea
Yeah.
pea power or something on the front.
Everything's fucking protein something now because everything that didn't used to be
know-
protein before, everyone's like, oh, this actually has a decent amount of protein. We'll market that because now everyone thinks protein's healthy for you, not even understanding why protein is like a useful thing.
But and as well, you know, you only have to have 5% or above to be able to class yourself as a protein product. I'm pretty sure that's the level,
Yeah,
which is diabolically low.
Yeah.
Like that's pathetically low.
Yeah.
But it's the same as many other things that we see all the time. That only has to be like if you buy a pea protein powder, you have to be careful if you're vegan as well. So to be able to say that you are pea protein based, you only have to have a certain percentage of pea protein in the product.
Yeah.
And it's something stupidly low, like 20 odd percent of the protein comes from pea. So they pack them full of soy and shit protein that is really not that great and quite nasty and incomplete as well.
Yeah.
So you have to be real careful as well. So they're not even by going vegan, if you're trying to be good and help the environment do all that, the companies are still fucking you.
Yeah.
So they're just this is the biggest thing you can ever do is understand the food industry does not care whether you're alive or dead, just that whilst you are alive, you're buying their shit. The people tend to go towards companies like as if the companies care about them as a person. They do not give a shit about your health. As long as you're buying their product, that's all they care about.
Some of the small brands, maybe. I would say some of the smaller
Well,
brands.
that's why it's good
definitely
to...
what they focus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking generally here, obviously, because we have to. We can't go into everything. And there are some that do care. But that's why you will pay a little bit more for a smaller company that gives a shit about their product.
Yeah.
Always buying cheap doesn't mean it's going to actually be good for you.
No, not at all. Definitely not. And again, like I said, there's, you know, they'll leverage things to make them look better.
Just do your research. Like, look at those things. That's fucking 5% protein in a product and you call yourself protein. Just daft.
Yeah, and it is. It's purely like a gimmick now. That like there's so many things, and like vegan now, things plaster on there that they're vegan. They've always been vegan. Yeah. You're a fucking.
You're a biscuit.
Yeah. It's like something that doesn't have any. It's a piece of fucking bread.
New water spray in a can. Vegan.
Yeah. Vegan water. It's like, oh, thank God.
Oh, yes.
I fucking was worried.
Honestly, I couldn't. The amount of times I bought water and it's got bacon in it.
I know, all the time.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Every time I buy a headband, I find out it's made of pig skin. And I'm like, I didn't realise this was a leather headband. But I don't know, people just... Yeah, they've just jumped on the bandwagon. You don't have to pay they have to pay to get registered as vegan, so they can say that they're vegan, but to have that actual little vegan symbol, the little V on their product, they have to like pay. And I'm
surely
assuming,
they get monitored to see if they actually are.
Maybe so there's like an external body. No, and it makes sense. I know that like a lot of stuff in Aldi is vegan, but it's not got the vegan tick on there. They classify themselves as vegan, but surely there would be issues with misrepresentation or like what's the word, like false advertising.
All my rings are vegan.
Well done, mate.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
Pure silver, no bacon.
Yeah,
no bacon in this
wrist, one. That hairband you got around your wrist is
hairband. I can't say. Didn't say on the packet whether it was vegan or not, so it might have bacon in it.
Right, that's good to know.
Yeah,
those shoes.
Might be why dogs like me so much.
Those shoes aren't.
These are definitely not vegan.
No, not vegan shoes.
These shoes are pure meat, man.
That's suede, right? That's cow.
That's cow. Yeah, look, I've worn these on the bike, so I'm starting to get some nice gear leather patina on them.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mess shoes. I like shoes being messed up. I like them being worn.
I was in Ikea the other week, and there was a load of rugs, and they looked like cow skin in them. I was like, no, they're not. They're not cow skin. They were cow skin.
They were cow skin?
Yeah, real cow
skin.
Ikea.
IKEA?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
I hate IKEA.
They literally, and I went over,
how long did you get lost in the store for?
Like an hour and a half.
No way. You thought it was an hour and a half. It was 7.
Yeah, it probably was. Now, to be fair, we went in there. We knew it was going to be a long trip, but we wanted to have like a real thorough look. But anyway, these cow skins, I literally, they were all stacked up, and I was like flicking through them, and you could see imperfections on them where they'd been nicked by like barbed wire and stuff like that. It was
that's cool. I got one with the imperfections.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, obviously, if you're vegan, then probably not. But
no. But hey, listen, I'm pretty sure a cow wasn't killed for its skin.
No, I'm pretty sure it was killed for its meat.
Yeah, so at least they're using every part of it.
That's kind of how I thought about it. And I know, obviously, if no one bought any meat products and leather goods or whatever else, then no animals would need to die ever. But also those cows,
all of the cows.
Yeah, those cows wouldn't exist because realistically, cows are pretty shit, aren't they?
It's like a time travel conundrum.
Yeah. Like what would happen to the cows? Because they only really exist because we consciously try to breed them.
Yeah,
they're kind of useless.
Yeah. If all of a sudden everyone started eating meat, we'd have to kill them all anyway because we couldn't sustain keeping them.
Yeah. Well, like, would they just keep going? Because they would just wander into roads and get killed.
No, we'd have to kill them off. Yeah. We wouldn't be able to sustain keeping them going because then, like you said, we created them. Yeah. They don't exist naturally. We'd have to.
Well, we didn't create them. We didn't.
No, well, the domesticated ones.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're not like they were when they were in the wild.
No, probably not.
These cows we created definitely just be dead.
Yeah.
They just walk into stuff and die.
Yeah.
Whereas the wild cows are a bit more savvy about them.
Yeah,
do you reckon wild cows like badmouth domestic cows?
Yeah. Pussy holes.
Yeah. Look at those dummies.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing that was weird the other day that I noticed. That just reminded me of it. We were out riding the bikes over what's known as the Longmans over here. And there are wild horses on the Longmans.
Yeah.
I took we all know I've got Harley by now anyway, at least I don't know which one, so I don't have to say which one. I took a Harley over there, and I'm pretty sure no Harley's ever been on this place. You couldn't do more than 15 miles an hour because, well, there might be an animal in your way, or the road would just disappear. There was stone everywhere, gravel, filth. It was basically like not a dirt track, but definitely an adventure track. And the Harley is like low, not designed for these things.
Yeah.
And I took my mate who was also on a Harley, who came down from Leeds, because he owns Leeds Harley Davidson. Shout out to Shaq. And he was behind me just like mesmerised by the view of where we are. But then every so often we go around the corner and go, look to your left, you'll see death. Yeah. And it was just a sheer drop. Not kidding. Like if you went off, you'd die. Yeah, possible. Yeah, you're definitely in some severe problems in hospital, but probably dead. And yeah, there's wild horses up there and they've had ponies and it's amazing. But apparently if you take carrots up, you can feed them. which is sick.
Yeah.
Because I was like not going too close. I was like, probably going to kick me.
Horses are scary when you're close to them because they're big motherfuckers. Like.
Stand back and look at a horse. It is just this. It's a monster.
Yeah.
It's a beast. Like this thing is just. What do they weigh? Probably
like well over. I'd say well over a ton.
Do you reckon?
Well, they vary drastically in size.
Yeah, let's say
from
a
breed to
decent
breed.
normal size.
I'd say well over a ton. I'm going to Google this.
Google that and say. But imagine that thing, right? How much fat is on a horse? Probably like what 10% body fat.
Not a lot at all.
They're savage things. Anyway, I was up there as well, and then I saw some sheep. But this is on the moors, like it's essentially like the moors anyway, but they're hilltops. So these things are just free roaming. Free roaming sheep, dude.
So apparently, an adult horse, so it varies a lot, weighs between 380 kilos and 1,000 kilos.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I was going to say 350, but that's the bare minimum.
Yeah, so an adult's 380 to 1,000 kilos.
Imagine that
fucking
thing
huge.
putting its. Bear in mind, it's basically all muscle. Like there's the only bit of it that's not muscle is its nostrils, and even they're quite flexible.
Yeah,
they're like nostril face. Yeah, dude. They especially if you've got a racehorse. They're just. I'm mesmerised by them. They're just astounding creatures. But in fact, I would love to meet the bloke who looked at one of these vein-ridden, muscular, dusty beasts.
Yeah.
Just looked at his, I assume he was with another bloke at the time, and just went, bet I can ride that.
I reckon I can get on the back of that. And
Without
then I was
these...
like, yeah, probably could, mate. I'll hold your beer.
I'll bet you a tomahawk you can't.
Yeah.
And just what legends. Imagine if they'd never done it. Amazing.
I know,
But
yeah.
my point was, up on the mins.
The cheek of us as humans.
I know.
The fact that, look at us as like...
Your back around. Imagine if someone did that to you. Imagine if in the street you
A
walked out
monkey.
and you were like, yeah, or
monkey
you saw a big bloke.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm riding him.
Yeah.
Just jumped on his back until he gave in.
Yeah, and he was just like, and then just for the rest of your life, he followed you around, and he took you places when you wanted
I have
to.
to carry him, but he gives me burgers.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good
The
compromise.
cheek of us, though, because look at everything that we've domesticated. You'd just be like, that's a bit stupid. I reckon I can control that. That's literally what it was.
Imagine, though, if you were a big bloke and somebody offered you, if you're a big bloke, like, listen, if you're like 6 foot plus, strong and burly, and I offered you housing, food, and let's say a small wage to just piggyback me places every so often, not every day, I reckon you'd do it.
Yeah, someone would probably do it. Yeah. It's a living.
I think I'd do it if a small toddler offered me food and money to every so often piggyback them places.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, deal.
People do that anyway. For toddlers, don't they? They give them piggyback. So if you can get paid while doing it,
There's
they'd have to be
a whole new niche.
rich toddlers.
Dude, there's definitely some kind of sexual thing going on that already does this.
Oh god, yeah.
We probably just we're candy coating probably a very seedy.
Yeah,
Last time.
Maybe we are. Oh yeah, I didn't really think about it.
Yeah. In fact, I'm pretty sure I saw it on Eurotrash.
Oh really? Damn.
Do you remember that show?
Yeah,
You used to try and stay up late as a kid to watch it because you weren't allowed.
Yeah.
Channel 4. Was it Channel 5?
I can't remember. It's some weird shit on there.
Yeah, that was.
I remember
Didn't
seeing
have
like
Jean-Paul Gaultier like on it. Like that was one of the presenters.
I don't know.
I'm sure it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure it just wasn't someone called John Paul? And
Could
because
be.
there's not that
But
many
the
people
presenters
called.
were hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Oh really?
Maybe I'm making
John
that.
Paul's just a really rare name, so you could have been like, oh, I just made the association.
Maybe.
I remember one of my
Back to
teachers.
my Longmans story before I forget.
All right.
Wild sheep. They're not covered in shit, and they're
Jacked.
wool.
Oh,
Dude, looks like dog fur.
yeah.
It was like I looked at it. It was like that's like wolf fur on that sheep because it was clean. It wasn't all matted and done.
Yeah.
So yeah, wild sheep look completely different. Which is I got to that from the wild cows thing.
Ah.
Yeah, go on then. You can
I was just
carry
going to
on
say
with your
about John Paul. Like we had a teacher at school, and you can see their initial of their first name. So his name was, and it was J.P. Davey.
bit now. Right.
And for ages, because we saw like JP, and everyone else just had one. It was like D or whatever else. It was just one letter. So we were like, "What's JP?" and he lied and said he had some people convinced. I fucking knew it wasn't. That it was Joaquin Pablo.
Asshole.
Joaquin Pablo Davey.
Oh, I just breathed juice. Oh, what? I wasn't ready. Oh.
Joaquin Pablo Davey.
Joaquin Pablo. That's brilliant.
But it was John Paul, and
He must have been asked that question so many times. He was like, "I'm sick of this."
yeah, I'm just gonna be as weird as fuck.
Yeah.
I used to like Mr. Davey was class. Like I was an absolute terror at school, and like he joined our school as a teacher a bit later on, but then quickly got a reputation for being a screamer. If stuff kicked off, he'd get in your face and like so you didn't fuck with Mr. Davey.
Are you still allowed to do that?
I have no idea. He was a good guy. He was a good teacher as well. But he would like if you dicked around, he'd shout like and he'd go for it. And and I was a bit of a fucking nightmare sometimes. So several times like he'd end up having a go at me, and a lot of the times he'd make a massive show of it in the classroom and then send me out, and then he'd walk out really calm. He's just like, "Look, Lewis, I know you don't give a shit, but please stop making me do this in front of everybody." He was just like talking to me on a human level.
Yeah.
And I was just, all right, I'm sorry, I got distracted.
You used to have those teachers that you would behave more for because they were like that with you. Yeah. I had that.
Yeah, and I had a lot of respect for him because he was never condescending. Like I understood he had a job to do, and he couldn't be seen to let me dick around in the lesson. And it was. I wasn't doing it to be rude. I just got caught up in whatever I was doing because I was like a kid that just gets easily distracted, and then ended up making a bit of a distraction in the class. And then fucking screams at me, sends me out.
That's what my school reports all used to say.
Yeah.
Very capable student. When concentrating, very easily distracted.
Yeah, class clown was always.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, but I wasn't like always a class clown. It was just if I just when you think something's gonna be funny and you can't not do it. Mm-hmm. That was what it was like this will get it there.
Yeah, that's literally it. I just wanted to have a good time. I did. I had a fucking great time at school.
That's a good one. What's a good school story you got? I've got a cool one.
Yeah,
don't know if I've told it already.
Go for it.
Maybe not. No. So we used to have. I've got two good ones. So one teacher used to terrorise was a guy called Mr. Westworth, and he taught Latin. So he literally looked like Where's Waldo. Like, where's Wally?
Where's Wally?
Fuck you, Americans, making me say Waldo. God damn it.
Where's Wally? Yeah, that's right.
Damn it.
I knew what you meant.
Oh, I'm disappointed in myself for that. Fucking Wally. Where's Wally? I love those books.
Yeah, they were good.
Anyway.
There's a load of things that have done like knockoff Where's Wally's now, isn't there?
Have you seen, what was it in? I can't remember, it was in a movie or something. And they say like, instead of asking where's Wally, we should have asked how's Wally, and he's basically committed suicide.
Yeah. I think Gymshark should do that, but with like their athletes. They should do.
Oh, that would be funny.
Yeah,
just a huge picture.
A huge one, and then they've just got like different athletes all just dotted around there,
dressed in different weird stuff.
Yeah,
that'd be funny.
That'd be a class little like book that you could buy.
Anyway, so where's Wally, Mr. Westworth, teacher? He was like one who you could wind up and he'd eventually explode, but he wouldn't explode all the time, so you had to wind him up. So that was half the game.
Yeah.
So when we had you had form classes, didn't you? So we had it was called Queen's Wing, and in there you were on ground floor, but it was like a new part of the block, so it had all like fancy big opening windows and stuff. Yeah. So it wasn't the old like science block ones with just the latchy things.
Yeah.
And what would happen is, when he used to come into the form, you'd come in at the form assembly. He'd come, and we would all, as he saw him coming, we'd have watchers on the door, like Westwood's coming. And what we'd all do is jump out of the windows as he was coming down the hall, so he couldn't see anyone coming in and out the door. We'd jump out the windows, run around the block, hide around the corner, wait for him to go into the classroom, and then we'd all queue really quietly outside the door. But we'd always leave a pair of shoes on the windowsill with the curtains drawn. Yeah. And he would shout at this pair of shoes, "Get it, boy! Get out from behind that curtain! I can see your feet!" And we just lose it. And then eventually he'd get so mad when he'd go, because he's whipped the curtain, you'd hear him go, "Oh, buddy. And then he'd come storming out the room, and we'd all just be perfectly queued up outside the door. Really quiet. It's just never-ending amusement with that guy.
That's amazing. When I was at school, what's it called? Where you get to go on like your school trips. What is that?
I don't know. Day out.
There's like where you could go to like France and stuff like that. Is that what it is?
School trip.
So because I was a shitbag, I wasn't allowed to go to any of the proper trips. And like basically there was just the collective of the naughty kids. And we were only allowed to go to fucking Clent, which was round the corner, literally. Like it was like a 15-minute drive away, and we stopped in these like these wooden huts, and there was like kind of I suppose it was just like orienteering and shit like that and
Yeah.
campfire stuff. It was actually all right, to be fair. And the two teachers that were looking after the trip were two renowned, like the ones you get a bollocking from. There was Mr. Reynolds, who was at this.
Why is there always a Mr. Reynolds?
I don't know. He was like this big guy. He was quite large, geography teacher, really like aggressive guy. And then Mr. Oh, I don't know what the other one's name was now, but he was really tall and like he wasn't jacked, but he was stocky. He was easily like 6'5", 6'6", so he was huge. Science teacher, and he was again the one that you got bawled at by, like you get sent to. So we were like, oh, here we fucking go. We got the two of the most like aggressive, shouty teachers. Like we're not going to get away with much at all here. And when they got there, they were actually pretty chilled. They they knew that we were all a bunch of dickheads and we were all going to try and do shit that we shouldn't do. And they were just like, look, follow these basic rules. If you can do that, then like you'll be all right.
Yeah.
And on one of them they sent us out with this like list, and each basically you had to find a landmark. And
what class was this for? Anything?
This was kind of like geography, I suppose.
They usually were, weren't they? Geography field trips were sick.
Yeah, and you'd find a landmark, which would then give you like another indication of where to go to the next one.
Yeah.
And you just work your way around, and there was like 20 of them. And me and my mate, we looked at it and we're like, oh, that's going to take a good few hours, isn't it? So like, we'll just come back around then and just say we couldn't do it. And so like, we ended up going off and smoking some weed in the woods instead of doing that. Came back several hours later.
Pink-eyed.
Everyone was looking for us because it should only take about half an hour, because we didn't realise how easy it was meant to be, and we came back like semi-stoned, just like we couldn't figure it out. It was really hard. And then they were like, where have you been? We realised we just never even attempted it, just went off and got stoned.
Why is it when we kids were so dumb and we think up these tales and we don't like investigate any of the information we're given? We just see something and we read the first thing and go, we can get away with this.
Yeah, I think the thing as a kid, I was just like plausible deniability. If I can claim that it was too hard so I couldn't do it, which I could have, I was just like, that's legitimate. I'm going with that approach.
Oh god,
yeah, that was one of many adventures on that trip.
I think what we need to implement every podcast is one funny school story from our past, and I'd like you guys listening as well to join in with this. It's always fun to read these things. I like reading the comments on it, and also one thing to boost motivation every episode, just a little hint and tip. So last one I put was the 2-minute rule.
Yes.
And this is a very simple rule that's really been helping me recently, because it's basically, if you see a task in front of you and it's going to take less than 2 minutes to complete that task, you do it then and there as you spot it.
Yeah.
And what I found that this does is it, one, declutters the house for me, because it means I do dishes, put them in the dishwasher, load things, put them back. But also, I found it makes me do the mundane stuff because I'm clocking it and seeing it and going, less than 2 minutes, get that done. And what that also does is stops my procrastination. So I went through this whole thing this week and I figured out why things are the way they are with myself. So say there's 3 cups in the living room that need to go in. One's on the floor and 2 are on the table. I'll pick the 2 up off the table and I'll look at the one on the floor that's further away and I'll go, I'll get that in a bit.
Yeah.
And I take the other 2 in and do it. Now, that is me putting off doing this tiny little thing. But what that does is that mentality then crosses over into all other things.
Yeah.
So now I will go and walk to the other side of the room and pick up that cup and take it through. And what that's teaching my brain to do and making that mechanism of is you get the shit done that needs doing. You don't put it off, because I'm notorious for procrastinating, putting things off.
Yeah.
And the 2-minute rule is really helping me stop doing that kind of behaviour.
Yeah.
So that's been really good. So I had that 2-minute one. Do you have one that we can lock on the side? Because we have talked about that one.
Yeah, so I'd probably go for habit stacking. So I was talking to somebody about this earlier this week. So one of the books I've talked about before, Atomic Habits, talks about habit stacking. So if you were trying to pick up a new habit and you're struggling with it, you effectively try to tag it onto an existing habit that you have. So if you want to start taking some supplements in the morning or at night and you just keep forgetting about them, because I've been down that route, a way to habit stack is basically most people, I would like to think, don't need to be reminded to brush their teeth in the morning because that's a habit that we have. So put your pot of supplements next to your toothbrush. So when you go to brush your teeth in the morning, there's that visual cue, and they'll obviously you want to choose habits that you want to do at the same time. There's no point if you need your supplements in the middle of the day to put it next to your toothbrush because it's not going to work.
Dude, I've done that.
Yeah,
I
maybe
put my supplement on top of the egg. I have an egg cupboard.
Yeah.
Little egg cupboard. And I put my vitamins on top of it because I usually have eggs every morning.
Yeah, there we go. That's another way of doing it. So say you had a cup of tea at lunchtime, you could put it next to your kettle or whatever else. There's a ton of different options to stack habits, but you want to try to clump them in with an existing habit that you have. The hard thing is just actually identifying your own habits, because most people, they're that habitual, you don't even, you're not even aware of it.
But that's good then, making yourself aware of those habits. Like the same thing I made myself aware of this stupid behaviour of leaving something because it was the other side of the room whilst I was cleaning up other things in the room. Yeah. But catching yourself, that's what it's all about. If you don't notice it, you can't fix it. So start noticing stuff.
No.
Positive criticisms.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even, doesn't even necessarily have to be a criticism, does it?
I thought no.
More
I got
self-aware.
being positively critical. Like, I'm always looking for things I can improve on.
Yeah.
Whether it be training or in life. Like, and the moment you find something that's like not negative, but something that's not as you want it, which could be deemed as a negative, I always see that as a great positive, because now you've been aware of it, you can fix it. So you're only going to get better from that moment of realization.
Yeah, exactly.
Ta-da!
Self-improvement.
Yeah, so we're going to include that every time. We just need to remember that. We'll probably forget when we add rum back in the mix.
Yeah,
so
we'll be too drunk at this point.
Yeah, we'll get that in earlier in the podcast.
Actually,
and then we'll go to funny stories later. And we've got questions coming now as well.
I don't know, just as well, I know people have probably already dropped some comments in YouTube, but do you prefer us sober or a little bit inebriated?
I guess we are.
I think we get a little bit looser, yeah. I wouldn't say drunk.
Fireball one.
Fireball, we got a little drunk. I couldn't even remember what we spoke about.
No, I know. I mean, obviously when I listened to it back, I was like, oh yeah, but at the time.
Yeah, I couldn't remember anything.
The only other one that really hit me was the gunpowder one. Because that was 56%.
Yeah, that was strong.
And that did hit us. Do you remember, I think I took a sip of that and wasn't ready for it and blew my nose off. Nearly. That's fun. Okay, so let's go to questions. So I've got them up. So I put it up this morning. Oh, and we've got putting it up in the morning, we get a lot more questions.
It's weird that, isn't it? We did this before.
I think honestly, doing stories from an earlier point in the day helps also boost the amount of people that see your story. Don't know why, but if I find out if I start pushing stories at like 9:30, 10 o'clock instead of 8, they get seen by way less people. It's like Instagram. It must be to do with time zones and some of the stuff. Maybe, yeah, it's weird, but
I guess it's going to vary depending on where your followers are as well. Like, in terms of like, most of our followers are UK based, so, but I imagine yours is really like worldwide.
Mine's US and UK mainly. But I guess a lot of people are up early as well and checking stories, so those early risers. So it's a motivation for me to get up earlier is that as well. Yeah. Anyway, let's go quick fire. Right, so we've got one from the official Lee Thompson. Just in case,
he's the official one.
In case you were,
one.
This isn't the fake. So
if
you do have a fake Lee Thompson around you, just make sure you tell him.
We know you.
You're not the official one. He says, "Hi mate, any tips on growing a thicker and fuller beard?" Now I get this a lot, okay, and my main answer most of the time is stop shaving because I'm a dick.
Yeah.
No, because like I don't know, but I have actually thought of some legit stuff to answer this with now. Yeah. So, any tips on growing a thicker and fuller beard? One is to let the fucker grow. Don't keep trimming it back all the time.
A lot of people get impatient, don't they?
Yeah, they get impatient, but also they don't style it. You need to blow dry your beard after the shower. You need to start training it in the way you want it to grow, and that's going to make it look thicker and fuller because you're going to have less hairs going off in random directions, making it look patchier or thinner. 2, derma roll. Get yourself a derma roller and start rolling the skin with these little needle derma rollers, and that will actually increase blood flow to the area and help with the hair growth.
There's that company, isn't there, that like kind of made it popular, but you can just buy derma rollers cheap.
Just honestly go on Amazon, you can buy them for like £7.
That's because they I think they use it in conjunction with some kind of a cream that also stimulates blood flow.
I bought one. It costs, and you start with, and basically there's different levels of needles, and you have to start with the smallest version. So just look at the numbers and get the smallest one first. And what you do is, but this is for the face, but obviously it'll be the same thing. You're supposed to roll your face, but obviously it makes it like really red because it's sticking in mine. So it's not meant to be too pleasant. But then what you do is put a vitamin C serum on the skin after you've derma rolled it, and it's supposed to boost collagen and help an anti-aging effect and just skin health.
I've heard that as like one of the few things that's actually legitimately like very good.
But speaking as well, if you're losing your hair, derma roll your scalp because it will help with that hair growth. So there you go. To whammy.
Just like blood flow to the area. Blood is a fucking miracle, literally. Like if you can get blood flow to an area, something like joints and stuff like that.
Massage your face, massage your scalp.
Yes, yeah.
Big things. Right. You train abs every day in the morning and as well at the gym in a workout routine. I think they meant to say, do you train abs every day in the morning?
They're just making a statement.
If I haven't done them in the morning, I'll do them in the gym. If I've done them in the morning, then I won't do them in the gym. Yeah, really.
Sometimes if you know you're training that day, do you purposely not do them that morning?
I haven't done them in the last few mornings and stuff because I've been so sore from training in the gym. It's just poor form. I should have still got them done. Yeah. But I was just so sore I didn't want to hang and dangle. But that's not an excuse. I should have been doing them. So, no, I would say do them in the morning and do them separate because you'll concentrate them on the more. And people who do them in the gym, if you are going to do them in the gym, do them at the fucking beginning of your workout, not the end. Make them a priority.
My core is in absolute tatters at the moment. Yes, I was doing weighted hula hooping. I know this sounds so
you
random.
said this. Yeah,
so,
you didn't know you could hula hoop.
Yeah, I did not. So last time I tried to hula hoop, I was probably 8 and I failed miserably. And as a child, I was like, fuck this, I'm never doing this again. And then somebody brought a weighted hula hoop in and I was like, all right, I'll give it a go. And I literally did it first time. So then while we were dicking around in all kinds of things, did I show you the story?
You showed me the video. You told me what you did.
I'll show you later.
Yeah, fine.
And then we were doing hula hooping around our neck, trying to get it down our body and stuff like that. We were doing all kinds of stupid shit.
Did you smash your nose?
No. I started just when it's around your neck, it doesn't actually want to go up. To be fair.
Oh really?
Yeah. And I was just trying to get my arms through to get it onto my torso, but I couldn't do it. One of the girls did. She did a really good job, and then Tyler, the wrestler, who's at our gym. So he's got super great coordination. So we were trying to see how many weird things we could do. So he was hula hooping while doing a bottom up kettlebell press and then passing a medicine ball back and forth.
Shut up.
And I was like,
he was doing it.
Yeah. We've got a video of it. And then we did.
I was a savage.
I tried it. I was hula hooping. Did the bottom up kettlebell press, but genuinely my eyes stopped working because my brain needed to reroute more power because we're functioning, we're firing on all cylinders. We need to reroute power. And then I just swear to God, my vision just got dimmer because I was concentrating so hard.
I love the fact that that's how your body goes. We've been too physical here. Are we moving? No. Shut down the eyes.
Yeah, it's I swear though, sometimes when I'm training and I'm lifting hard, I have no idea what's going on around me. If I'm in the middle of a set, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And I had that while hula hooping and bottom up kettlebell pressing an 8 kilo kettlebell. I was my mind was, I'm not a multitasker by any means. I was at maximum capacity at that point.
You found your max load.
But and fuck me, my core's aching.
It will be.
I'm squatting well over 200 kilos at the moment, and that doesn't beat my core up half as much as this weighted hula hoop.
Rotational work is what I'm talking about. That's why the boxing's so good. Get that core twisted.
We're changing the gym to black country hula hoops now.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, all the barbells are gone. Replaced with hula hoops.
What's the need when you can press a kettlebell and hula hoop at the same time?
Exactly, literally.
What more is there to life?
It's the new trend.
That and being blind.
Yeah, you lose your eyesight while training.
So it'll have to be kettlebell press, hula hoop whilst sandwiching.
Well, all it is, can you remember there was that guy who learnt to see by making clicks?
No.
Yeah, so he was basically...
Like a dolphin.
Yeah. I remember it was on a Channel 5 documentary or something like that, and he was skating around, and he was literally there, and he just goes around and he managed to pick up on.
I'm immediately googling that. After
it was awesome. So that's what we're going to train everyone to do. So they'll hula hoop, click, and bottom up kettlebell press while being blind.
Oh, this is. Somebody's asked what your workout plan and routine look like, but I feel like that's a very long answer.
Who's yours or mine? Or both?
No, for you. What does Mr. Lewis's workout? They're obviously impressed by your girth.
Oh, yeah.
The thickness.
I've been having so many people ask me. I may just make my my program public because I've got my whole 3 months of training documented. So I'm after neaten it up a little bit, but I might just do that.
There you go. Something to look forward to.
Yeah,
definitely. That's a long answer.
Yeah,
because you cannot answer that without being specific. I know your brain.
Yeah.
And we've only got 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
So, okay.
No, that's fine.
Are you two thinking of going to the Arnold Sports Festival? Nope. No. I'm out of all of those things. They're just not fun anymore.
No, unfortunately not.
Round 1, Viking versus Samurai. Who wins? Samurai.
Yeah, I would
too
say
slick.
Samurai. Yeah.
Weapons too good, too slick.
Yeah,
that was an easy one. Why do you boys think... who do you think is the GOAT of bodybuilding. You see, now I would disagree with this because a lot of people say Ronnie Coleman because he got to the sheer size he did.
Yeah.
But he's also now crippled as a result of that. Like, full on, and I know you guys see him training, he can't walk. Every time you see him in those videos where he's curling on a bench or something, he's been lifted onto that bench. It's really sad because I fucking love Ronnie.
Yeah.
But
such a positive
to get to where he got to, he had to literally cripple himself.
Yeah.
And that's been the case with a number of bodybuilders as well. So in my eyes, I can't see that as being, I can't call that the GOAT because it's not, he had to cripple himself to get there and that's too much. He's 50 odd years old and is basically fucked. I don't even know if he's 50. Is he 50 yet? He was in his late 40s. He was already buggered. He looked like a 70-year-old guy.
Yeah.
So I can't call that the GOAT because for me, bodybuilding, as much as it is about the physique on the stage at the time, for me, it's an all-encompassing thing that I prefer.
Yeah.
And that's about the longevity of it. And when you're talking like that, I got to go with somebody like maybe Jay Cutler. He still looks fantastic.
Yeah.
He immediately dropped a load of weight when he quit bodybuilding because he knew he couldn't walk around at the same weight because it's bad for your heart.
Dorian as well. Like Dorian just dropped a load of weight.
Dorian's messed up though. Like he's messed up, and I don't think the way he approached it was healthy.
I mean, in the terms of like as soon as he kind of was done with bodybuilding, he just like dropped a load of weight, but just like, disappeared off to a different country and became.
You could also look at him now and think he's never lifted.
He
just looks like a big bloke. So again, for me, to the GOAT, you still need to at least look like you're that. So I'm going with Zayn. I think is going to be. I think so because he maintained all the way through.
Yeah.
Like even after quitting bodybuilding, he still carried it through and looked amazing. And I know he wasn't as extreme, but in terms of
he looked
longevity and holding that look that you had that was world renowned,
super aesthetic.
Then he maybe for me he's the GOAT.
Yeah, I really like Frank Zane a lot. I know it's so fucking cliche, but I do want to say Arnold, and that's because one, physique wise, I think that classic physique looks way better than kind of the modern bodybuilding, like excessively muscled.
I don't know why Arnold didn't pop into my head then. He's clearly the GOAT.
But he's almost cliche though.
He is, but without Arnold, bodybuilding would not be what it is now.
No,
literally would be nothing.
Yeah. And I think the fact that he's like used bodybuilding as a springboard, which effectively bodybuilding, unless you are the 1% of the 1%, you don't make any money, you lose money.
Yeah.
And even the ones that win, most of them, that won't even pay for their drugs.
No.
So anyway, Arnold used that as a springboard to do everything that he's done and become literally known by probably every human being on the planet.
Yeah.
So like,
it's insane.
Yeah, I can't see how anyone else can even rival that in terms of like. Obviously, one, the actual aesthetic, but then utilising bodybuilding. He's such a
likeable human being. Yeah, as well.
He just used bodybuilding to get so much out of it. Like, why he capitalised on it 100%.
So, physique-wise, I'm going Zayn. As in overall GOAT, you're right, it's Arnold, hands down. Cool. What products do you use for the beard, mate? Wow, there's some beard questions today. Maybe it's because I was brushing my beard whilst I asked the question.
Maybe. Yeah. It's just in everyone's mind.
Yeah, it's just got in their heads. What products do I use for my beard? So I use a heat protecting spray, which is just Tresemme or something. You can buy it for like a tenner from the supermarket. It'll last you months and months and months and months. And then I blow dry it, and then I put on a beard oil. Beard oil, just, I don't know, find one you like the smell of, and looks like it's made from not crappy stuff, and probably costs you about, I don't know, somewhere between £8 and £12. It's probably a good thing because it lasts for ages. And then a beard balm if it's a little uncontrollable. For Lex, what is it that attracts you to someone? Physically, there has to be physical attraction, end of. And I wanted to do this actually as a full topic, and we definitely don't have time to go about it now. And it's about like what you find attractive just through your nature.
Yeah,
I think we'll do that in the next episode because I do want to do that, and I know it's going to piss it's going to piss some people off.
Yeah,
but I'm going to be fully honest about it.
Yeah,
because I get a bit ticked off sometimes when people say certain things about the type of women I'm attracted to, and it annoys me that one, they look at the women in that way, and two, that they assume that I like them. I like that type of woman because of what I am. So I want to cover that. But basically, other than the physicality side of things, it's somebody who's basically their own person is quite like somebody when you ask them a question, what would you rather do, and they give you a fucking answer, not whatever you want to do. I like that independence, but also of a caring nature. That's what attracts me to someone. That's why I like Lou.
Yeah, thank you very much, darling. No, for me, I'd say independence and intelligence are the two things that I find the most attractive. And obviously, there is obviously a physical element. I think that, I can only speak for myself, but in most situations, I would have never even entertained the idea of getting kind of in like having a conversation about being in a relationship or thinking about being in a relationship or anything sexual if I didn't initially find them physically attractive.
Yeah.
Like,
see, I've done that where I've been like, on the way they look, but I like who they were as a person, and it just has not worked as a result, because no matter how much I want it to, there's that
you still have to...
huge kind of elephant in the room all the time.
Yeah, and I think like, oh God,
I just realised how that would be heard. Oh dear, I'm not even going to apologise for that because that was funny.
Yeah,
accidental.
So like, of course there has to be an element of physical attraction, but personality can massively impact that too. Like somewhat you could rate somebody as, initially upon being completely, harsh and just looking at a picture of like, oh, you're a 7 or a 6 or whatever it was. But then once you get to know them, that in your eyes then changes to like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah, there's a base level of attraction, isn't there? And then it's basically their mentality, how they present themselves on a daily basis as a human that they are, and then also how much I think they challenge you as well, but in a positive way.
Yeah.
A massive one for me going forward in the future is going to be lack of arguing about nonsense bullshit. Somebody who basically understands when things are trivial and don't need to be dwelled upon. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, for a long term thing. Right. Oh, you've got one as well. What is it that first attracted you to your lady?
She didn't take my shit. So
you said that actually most times.
Yeah.
She was something she stood up to.
Yeah, she punched me when I first met her.
That's literally. It. So you go, ladies, if you want to get involved with a fella for long term, hit him in the face.
Yeah, literally just someone who's actually stood up to my shit. I had a lot of girls that were so, like, I was a beautiful young man, as you may still be aware. But no, I'm sounding like such a dick. Basically, I used to have a handful of girls that were after me, and kind of it was relatively easy for me to get girls, and I really just didn't like the fact that people would laugh at stuff that wasn't funny and just be like, just trying hard.
Because you, although you didn't do schooling, you were an intelligent human being.
Yeah.
So even though, academically, you didn't show it, because you had some behavioural issues. But
just a few.
IQ level wise, you're a high IQ level. You're intelligent. You learn these very quickly. You have a memory retention. It's insane.
Be careful, mate. I ain't gonna be able to walk out this door if my head gets any bigger.
Don't worry. I've got all the doors open, so you can just kind of like bow your head through.
All right, good. Thank you.
Straight through. You don't need to worry about bashing. I've had them widened.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's why the painters are in here.
All right, yeah.
I've had all the doors widened.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, but no. So I can see why that would be a thing. So I think everyone's gonna be different, but I think if you yourself like to challenge things mentally and whatnot, you need that in the other person. And also that spirit of adventure is always a good thing. Willingness to try stuff. I can't stand girls who won't get muddy.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, okay. I think me and Emma went camping after like a few weeks. So like that was, the fact that she was like a tomboy as well, that also
that does help.
Yeah.
But then they dress up when I like that when they dress up and you go like double check them.
Yeah.
Like, oh damn.
Yeah, exactly. But then also not afraid to just like put some wellies on and get fucking go hiking
sometimes
off somewhere.
Sometimes look just as cute in that way. Don't they? Yeah. When they can do both. When will the Reckless Collection line be launched? Oh, okay. Yeah, had a setback with this because the original company were going to do it all through, ended up not following through on certain levels of agreements we determined on. So I am restarting it with a different company. I'm going back to the original people that I used to do my DS, to do the original Desire lines that I used, because they were kind of flawless once I got going, but it just means more workload for me. So unfortunately, it got knocked back. We basically wasted 2 months, which is a shame. But it's a learning curve, and I learned very. I could have followed through and not and been scuppered by it, and I haven't been wary enough to just go, no, well, it is what it is, move on. So it will be here. It's probably going to end up being like kind of that July-August period now, the summertime hitting, so we'll get some cool shit out for that. Apologies, but yeah, it's been frustrating. Name a movie made from a book that is better than the book. Ooh.
Lord of the Rings.
Do you think? I haven't read the books, I can't say.
Yeah, I would say so. The books are amazing as well, but I just think that the films are just perfect. I think they've struck the balance between getting enough in there to still give you a really good feel of a real in-depth, living, breathing world, but not over-cluttered it, because there definitely is moments in the book where I'm just like, Come on then, let's get
dragging
on with it.
Yeah.
But like, also, it's then nice to read the book after because you can
I think there's a symbiosis where if you've read the book then watch the movie, you get so much more out of the movie.
Yes, yeah.
That's
yeah,
true with
definitely.
American Psycho. That's one I realised with. If you read the book of American Psycho before watching the film makes way more sense.
Yeah,
the book tells you way more.
Yeah, I do find the book dull though. I didn't.
There's bits you can skip where he describes what everyone's wearing the moment he walks into every room.
Yeah.
You can just skip that.
Yeah. But
it's just drill. You do it because they're drilling in the sheer materialism.
Yeah, like it's his inner monologue so much. Also, Interview with a Vampire.
Oh, I've not read that book. The film's amazing.
And Rice. Yeah, the book is.
I'm going to go on a weird one here, and it's not that the film's better, but I just think it encapsulates the book so incredibly well. And on a creative side, it was just amazing for me. And it's Christopher Robin, and it's the Winnie the Pooh. Live action movie.
Yeah,
and
you told me about this before.
If you've grown up with the books, the way that they show that the way they cultivate the scenes and the way they capture certain visuals is just wow. I loved it. It was amazing. Really gets you as well. Dan, we're going to have to be super fast now, so we've got like 6 minutes. Quick fire, like single line answers.
Go.
Have you considered guests on the show when possible? Realistically, who would you have? Yes, we have, and we don't know, but at the moment we get a chance to get someone on, we will.
Yeah, different, not fitness people, maybe.
Yeah, I think the first one I'm going to try and do is get my mate tattooing on here and get us tattooed. Small tattoos, but we'll get that done. That'd be cool. I've spoke to Rob about that. I'll go and see him. I'm going to ride up and get a tattoo from him, so I'll talk to him then.
Sweet.
Hi guys, you answered my question at the end of the last episode. I am a clone. I can't remember what we said about it, but then I remember this. We must have gone on about clones at some point. So we said,
I don't remember.
Dream car. Don't have one. Not really asked about cars. I'd rather have like a really old classic war motorbike.
Dodge Hellcat.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Okay, if I had to go on, original Jaguar E-Type.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you're going to get one then, aren't you?
No, but the one that's been redone underneath. The chassis is all redone. They're about $250,000.
All right, okay, yeah.
But drives like, has a modern tech.
Come on, Gymshark, up this pay.
Starting my PT business up this weekend. Any advice for somebody new? Well, we've done that. We've done PT. Yeah, advice would just be honest with your clients and give them realistic timelines. Don't just batter the fuck out of them, make them sore and go, yeah, it did work.
Yeah, practice your craft as well. Like, you're not going to be good straight away. You're going to have to... Communication skills is a major one. Get good at communicating. That's almost as, if not more important than your actual knowledge as a PT. Being able to convey the information well and help motivate people.
Yeah, that is true. And be honest with them. Like, kick them in the ass when they need it. Don't just take the money and be like, yeah, it's okay, you didn't do that. Be like, no, it's not acceptable. Don't be afraid to tell somebody that you're going to stop training them if they don't do it.
Yeah,
that often kicks people's ass into.
Yeah, we almost kicked somebody off our PT course because they weren't doing what they said. And after I pulled them in for a meeting, they pulled the thumb out. They literally dropped like 13 kilos over the next like 3 or 4 months.
Proof in the pudding. What's your favourite piece of gym equipment and why? I love that squat machine thing you've got in the gym, the belt squat, and that back one where you lie on your front and swing your legs back with the weight on your legs. Reverse hyper.
Yeah.
Amazing.
For me, barbell.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, guys, barbell.
Yeah, your answer's always better than mine. How much have you been training with bodybuilding? I think how long? Well, over 15 years. Easy. Best type of lifting straps for deadlifts? You can take that
one. So figure eights, if you want literally to never let go of it, like some strongman figure eights, strength straps.
What's the best overall? I'd say just padded lifting straps.
I would personally go. So I've had ones like that rip. So Iron Mind do some that are literally able to like handle like 2,000 kilos.
Okay.
So yeah, Iron Mind. They're like 12 quid or 15 quid.
Okay, I think we are pretty much running out of time now. Sorry, guys.
Are we done?
We've got a few more, but we're not going to get through it. We've got like 30 seconds. So
no, it's all good, man. That's all good.
That was good.
We definitely need to get the questions done on the morning. It's like
I think that we'll get more through. Well, what I'll do is I'll keep an eye on that one, and we will follow through onto the next podcast with more questions. So if we haven't got yours, don't worry. In the next one, we will go back to those and get some new ones in. Awesome. That's it. It's a Friday. The weekend is here. I hope you've had a good weekend by the time you listen to this. Yeah. If you listen to this on the Monday, then have a great week.
Yeah.
Make sure that you make your own energy and kick the week's ass. And we'll catch you in the next episode. This is episode 16.
16?
Holy shit.
I know.
Toodle pip.
We're so adulting. Bye.